So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to move a production site to Convesio using Updraft. This video is going to take two things under assumption. One, you have DNS access to the domain you're moving, and two, you have administrator access to the WordPress admin area. So first things first, you want to log into the WP admin area on the production site, and you're going to want to install Updraft. And you want to go to Plugins, Add New. And we're going to search for Updraft. And once you find it, we're going to click Install Now and then Activate. And once it's activated, you want to go to the menu bar, Updraft, Backup and Restore. And this is the screen you're going to be presented with. Now to create a backup, click Backup Now and make sure these two checkboxes are checked. They're going to include your database and your files. Click Backup Now. And we're going to confirm this starts before we move on to our second process. It looks like it has started. So now we're going to create a temporary site in your Convesio dashboard. And you want to do that by clicking New Site. We're going to use the default variables and click Deploy. And this is going to go through creating the container and installing WordPress. While that's doing that, we're going to come back here and you can see the backup has finished running on the production site. So now we need to download the backup files. To do that, we're just going to click each one of these. And once all the buttons have been clicked, you'll be presented with download your computer for each item. And we're going to want to download each file. Sometimes you may have more than 5 files, just depending on the size of your media library, but this is just one file because this site is relatively small. And those will start downloading. You can see them there. And then we're going to hop back to Convesio, and you can see the new WordPress site is running. We're going to go ahead and install WordPress. Continue. Make sure our password's copied. Install WordPress. It has been successfully installed. We're going to click Login. We're going to use the same credentials we signed up for when we provisioned WordPress. Then we're going to install Updraft. Same way we did on the production side. Activate. Then it'll say click here to start. And on this side, what we're going to do is we're going to upload those backup files. So we're going to click Upload Backup Files and select Files. Select the files and click Open. And this process may take a few minutes depending on the size of the files, but luckily I've already done this on another temp site. So this is the temp site where the files have already been uploaded, and you'll see them here. They've been uploaded February 17th, and you have all the necessary files. So on the temp URL on Convesio, you're going to click Restore. And you're going to want to restore everything, so plugins, themes, uploads, other, and the database. And click Next. You're going to get a warning that the production URL is not the same as the temp URL. This is okay. And we're going to click Restore. And this is going to go through the entire restore process. So it is restoring the database. It's going to do plugins, themes, uploads, and other files. And again, the time this takes depends on how big the production site is. Again, this one's pretty small, so it shouldn't take very long. You can see it's already moved on to the plugins, themes, and uploads. And it looks like it has completed. So at this point, we're going to want to close this because we have to do something else before we can see the temp site. So this is the temp site we were just working on. We'll restore the files, manage, site dashboard. And we're going to want to go ahead and add the production domains. So domains, add domain. We're going to enter the root domain and also the www version. Now, in order to see the site on the temp site after you've upgraded with Updraft, you're going to want to select the root domain, make primary, and then we're going to switch it right back to the temp domain, and we're going to make that the primary. Okay, now we're going to want to go to this URL, and as soon as this loads, we're going to want to make sure that this site looks correct. The functionality is there just like the production side. So we'll give this a second to load. As you can see, everything seems to load correctly. There's no broken images. Want to go check out a couple links as well. Give it a second to load. It looks like everything is working as expected. Looks like it's all right. So we can go in and close that. Go to the dashboard. We want to go and log in as WP admin to confirm the backend is correct as well. And it looks like everything loaded correctly. Now it is also important, you want to clean up any old caching plugins. For example, this site ran on a Lightspeed server, so there's a specific Lightspeed plugin that needs to be disabled. And we're going to go ahead and remove it as well because we don't need that plugin anymore. And while we're here, we're going to go ahead and upload the Convesio caching plugin, which is available via support. So you can live chat it or email in to request that plugin. So this is uploading and installing it. And we're going to go ahead and activate it as well. So that's all we need to do inside of the WP admin area on the staging site. We're going to want to go back into the staging site, go to site dashboard, and then domains. And you'll want to verify on the production site whether or not you're using www in front of it or just susiesplace.org, for example. And as you can see, there's no www in front of this domain. So we want to make that the primary domain. And now it's time to update the DNS. So this domain uses Cloudflare, so it's relatively easy. You want to take one of the load balancer IPs, and you want to find the A record for the root, which is right here, and go and input that IP address. And since we're load balanced, we have a second IP address. And we'll just simply create a new A record for that. And we don't want to activate Cloudflare right now. I'm going to click Save. And with Cloudflare, these changes are fairly quick to be propagated. So once you do that and set the primary domain as susiesplace.org, you'll want to also go to Security, add SSL certificate, and get Let's Encrypt. And we're going to select both of these options because we want to include both of them in the SSL from Let's Encrypt. Agree to the terms and click Continue. And this process of generating the SSLs usually doesn't take very long at all. Give that a moment to finish. Shouldn't take too much longer. And as you can see, both of them have generated SSLs, and the job was completed. So now we should be able to see the site live on our platform. It looks like it is functional. I'm going to go ahead and log out. Now what we will want to do is enable backups and enable caching. So to enable backups, simply go to Backups, Configure Backups, and toggle that switch to enabled. And these are the default retention rules, so we're just going to keep those in place for this site. Here, go to close that, and then as you can see, the backup job has started. And then to enable caching, we're going to go to Settings, Cache Settings, and toggle that to enabled. And caching has been enabled now, and it looks like the site has successfully been moved. If you have any questions on this process, please feel free to live chat in on our site or email us at support@convesio.com, or you can reach out to me directly at joe@convesio.com.